Hey YouTube, this is Dual Grade FBE. Gonna go over my favorite binder in my collection currently. This is my Moments 1 binder, so this is from a lot of cards from my first trip to Cooperstown with MF Baseball Cards / Matt Forney / BBC Man 92 / Baseball Card Man 92. So very excited to go through this. I will try to make it brief so the rewatchability is there, but let me know if you guys would like more detailed videos, as I always like talking about how these cards, or rather what these cards mean to me. So starting off, this is the first auto I got getting back into collecting. Pulled this in Cooperstown with Matt. Landon Sims, this is one of my early PC players just because I pulled one of his cards out of some of the first packs I got getting back into collecting. Pat Tabler, really like that card. Got that for, actually it was thrown in as an extra on one of my eBay purchases. So this Landon Sims and this Landon Sims, 1 of 1 each. Tom Butters, my girlfriend Claire picked this up for me because he was a coach at Duke University and on the Pirates, and my favorite PC player is Zach Duke. This was the Landon Sims I pulled out of one of the first few packs getting back into collecting. I love this card. And then this Josh Johnson, Ezekiel Duran, I pulled out of my first pack ever getting back into collecting. So I hadn't collected for 10 years and pulled those cards out of that first pack. I sold or gave away the others a few years ago, and I wish I didn't. So these are the only 2 that I know for a fact were from that first pack. Nestor Cortez, so when my girlfriend Claire and I went to my grandparents' funeral a few years ago, we went to a bar afterwards to get dinner, and they were the Yankees were playing, and he was the one who was pitching, so I never heard of him before that. I don't really watch baseball too much. This always makes me think of it. I am a pipeline / natural gas engineer. This is the only pipeline card I found. Really love this card. So these 2 right here, pretty big in my PC. So Casey Candeli, one of my main PC players from the Junk Wax era. And the reason being is because of this card. I pulled it from a $1.50 mystery pack from a toy store actually last year. And it says in the back that he works really hard. He's a great attitude and good player. So really appreciate that. Jeff Jackson, so on the back of here it says that he was just really raised right and he had a bright future. I don't really know anything else about him, but I believe I've completed his player run. He has less than 10 cards. So I got this on Reddit actually for free because someone pulled this from a Walgreens pack. It's actually autoed. So I think that's just really cool. I love the story with this card. Oh, the pipe card was shown through. Ichiro, that's a great card. Used to have a Ken Griffey Jr. from the set. Got this card as a freebie on in one of my eBay purchases, and said he threw a pretty fast ball. So really like that card. Actually picked up one of his cards in Cooperstown a few months ago. Went there with Matt again. Thought that was really fun. My girlfriend Claire and I, in the past we've watched some seasons of Desperate Housewives, and I won't spoil anything, but this card makes an appearance. I just think that's so cool. Kind of brings me back to that time. Longo. Kevin Moss, so this is awesome. This is one of my favorite cards of him, and I was piecing him for a while because he's kind of a Junk Wax era bust, and I really like that. But turns out Claire's parents know him actually, so that's incredible. So I was able to show him, well, I didn't show him, but I sent a text to Claire's parents. They showed Kevin, and he thought it was pretty cool. So I'm curious if a lot of people collect him or not. So Bruce Hurst, I got this. Well, this is one of the first 50 cards I got getting back into collecting, and I just really like this card. Really like this set. Got a few Marty Barretts. That's his rookie card. Carlos Rodon. Marquise Grissom. I like that card. It's a little messed up, but it's odd 20, and I really like the TriStar. So that's some more cards down here. All these baseball cards. Pat Tabler, really like that auto. Kevin Bass. Glenn Braggs. So one of my favorite PC players. I collect him just as much as I collect Casey Kindell, and I really like him because there was a TikTok video I saw of him where he just broke a bat. You know, he swung so hard. I just thought that was the coolest thing. So I got this in a Reddit junk wax slot. I actually have that written on the back, but I won't show my poor handwriting. And then I got this in Cooperstown with Matt at a card shop that was selling junk wax cards and commons for 10 cents a card. Really like this. Matt gave me this Rex Hudler. Really love this card. I think it just is so cool, so 90s. Mark Bellhorn, that was my one of my grandpa's favorite players, probably because of the 2004 Red Sox. So really like that. It's really out there. It's got some, maybe the moon or a planet in back. I really like that. Some more from the same set. So I got this Billy Taylor and I got this Robinson Checo in Cooperstown at the same store for 10 cents a card. Really like those two. Don't know anything about them, but kind of transports me back to that time. Man, I had a lot of fun and we really reconnected during that trip. Chuck Finley, so one of Claire's favorite animals outside of cats and dogs is a giraffe. So there's a giraffe in the background. I display that once every few months. It makes me think of Claire. Oops. Steve Balboni and Ed Whitson. So there's a guy on TikTok I follow who likes to show up on random construction sites and say he's from Balboni Construction and that Steve Balboni is his manager. So I think that's funny. And the same guy, it was really just interesting. He was trying to tell the same story to someone he met. Well, it turns out the person he met was Ed Whitson, who played with Steve Balboni. These two I think really cool. Dick Hauser, Turn Back the Clock, and then the actual card. Pool Halls, I pulled that in a mystery pack, really like that. The Rochelle brothers. Jose Altuve, so I pulled that in, there was a CVS in the town Claire and I were staying at for my grandparents' funeral. Got a few baseball card packs, and I've kept pretty much all of them. And that's one I just thought was a really cool design. Jose Cruz and Jose Cruz Jr. So Matt, last time we were in Cooperstown, he mentioned that he think it'd be cool if I have a part of my binder that's just father and son duos or just family duos. So I'm thinking of doing that. I definitely have probably 5 to 10 duos, but they're kind of scattered throughout my collection. So I may do that at some point. Mr. Cortez and Carlos Rodon. Got these in Cooperstown at Pioneer Sports for $2. Kind of a ripoff, but needed the cards. Dalton Varsho, always liked his name, and then a few months ago he made a really cool catch, or play, something along those lines. So I just think that's cool. So I have about 5 of his cards. He has a really nice auto though, and I find that rare. I mean, my auto is terrible, but I'm always trying to improve. His is excellent. I really like this Greg Maddux and Chipper Jones. Greg Maddux, I mean, that's so pinnacle 90s right there with the glasses. I really like that. Chris Sabo, Sam Horn. I just really like this card. Don't really know why. Just looks really cool. Dave Henderson, liked him growing up. 40-40 Club, Jose Canseco. So got this at my LCS. Just really like it. The 40-40 Club. He just looks really cool. Small Kenny Lofton right there. All right, so Matt, you gave me this card last year in Cooperstown. I really like this card because when I was in kindergarten, my grandpa gave me, maybe 50 to 100 cards, and 4 of those cards were from this set. And so this is actually numbered out of 2002, I believe. So I really appreciate that, you giving that to me. I don't even think you traded it. I think you just gave it to me, so I really appreciate you for that. You showed up. Okay. This is one of the only numbered cards I've ever pulled. Really like that card. It just looks trippy. Dave Henderson, like I said, liked him growing up. All right, some of these I got in Cooperstown last year. Felipe Aluso, from the same 50 to 100 cards my grandpa gave me. There's a Felipe Alu in there, so seeing this card in Cooperstown, I had to pick it up. Sean Markham, I liked him growing up. Tanner BB or something along those lines. Again, one of my only other numbered cards I pulled. Just awesome card. Love that. Displayed that quite a bit. Gary and Dalton Varsho, so there you go. Really think that's cool. Big Mac right there. Ricky Henderson. So I like the Willie Randolph from the set, but I remember when I pulled this, I thought it was the Willie Randolph because they look similar. This is just total nonsense. Todd Zeal, $25 for this. Got this in a Reddit junk lot, and I never want to take it out of the case because how cool is that? It's a moment in time right there. Matt Holliday, really liked him growing up. Thought he was so cool just because of his name, and then pulled these two back to back in my first Walgreens, junk wax pack. So I really like those two. That one as well. And then I don't think he's the father of, let's see, of Alex. Let's see, is that the same last name? Oh, apologies, it's not even the same last name. I thought it was. Juan Soto, I just think that's such a cool card. Got that at the CVS when we were staying for my grandparents' funeral, so that kind of transports me to that time. Mark McGuire, had this card growing up. I like these, just kind of look, they have the same colors, so Bo Jackson, Maglio Ordonez, and then Randy Wolf. Just think that's really cool. Randy Johnson, what a menacing picture right there, and from 90 Scores. So first set I ever bought, well, I didn't buy it, my parents bought it for me, probably when I was in first grade, maybe even kindergarten, was 1990 Score, and then for Matt it was 1992 Score, and recently Matt got the red version of 92 Score in Cooperstown. They had a 1990 Score set, but I just didn't have room in my luggage for it. Josh Hamilton, really liked him growing up. Had a small PC of him when I was younger. Don Mattingly, probably my favorite Mattingly card. I used to have his rookie card, but I sold that on eBay. This card I like more. Oh, and this I got out of the Reddit, a junk wax lot on Reddit, and it's actually out of 2001, so I thought that was really cool, kind of just thrown in there. Hideo Nomo. Pulled this actually in, it was from a Walgreens, not mystery pack, but from a Walgreens just heritage pack, and I pulled that. I think his auto's, kind of terrible, but I just like the card. Really like this card here. I think I showed it earlier. I might have, this actually could have been the one I got on Reddit for free. I got this and 3 other cards from the set, and so it just transports me to kind of the feelings I had and the excitement I had getting back into the hobby after 10 years. Brian Wilson, remember when he had his crazy beard? Maybe he still does. I just remember that. That was pretty cool. Rob Beck, little mustache right there. I'm thinking of starting a mustache PC. Don't know if I'm going to follow through with it, but always an option. Jay Buhner, probably my favorite Jay Buhner card. I had a very, very minor PC of him last year. Probably won't ever really continue, but Mark Lanson, I also have a PC of him. I don't even recall why. Just like one of the cards of his I had, and it kind of went from there. So these 3 are really cool. We've got a Vlad, Guerrero, Bonds, and another Vladdy. This one's probably my favorite, and then the Bonds, and then this. Just quintessential late 90s, early 2000s. Oil can Boyd right there. Got this in Cooperstown. I've displayed this a few times. Wilton Guerrero, just the red. It makes it look like it's out of 5, a red refractor. Obviously, they didn't do that back then. Dave Henderson. So I actually have a TTM version of this, an auto, and this is, the auto is probably one of my favorite cards in my collection. So at some point, I want to potentially consolidate my binders into just a overall moments binder and kind of have my absolute favorites in my collection. I know it's subject to change, but I've been thinking about doing that for months now. Nice Bip Roberts. I think that's his rookie card. Dave Jarecki. I PC him. Seems like a very nice guy. Fortunate what happened to him with his injury. But I have a few, I think I have one Trevecki auto. I want to get his rookie auto one day, but that's a low priority. Really like these Riflemen, are really cool. I actually got a Bo Jackson recently, pulled it out of a mystery pack. These 2 I got from Coops last year. Vince Coleman, probably also, maybe I got that from the infamous junk wax lot on Reddit. Darrell Evans. I've always liked him for some reason, and for some reason I always associate him with Quaker Oats, so I must have had a Quaker Oats card of him when I was younger. Nice Bo Jackson on the White Sox. I think that's Bo up on top as well. Got these for free at my LCS. Actually, I've PC'd all these guys at some point, so I thought that was cool. Ken Griffey and Jay Buhner, they're best friends. I really, really like having them side by side. And then Sean Abner, I bought his rookie card last year on eBay because he was I believe he was like a pre-Junk Wax era bust. But it never came. It said it was delivered, never was. That Duran, just a duplicate. I think I pulled this and obviously in some heritage pack. I remember with Matt, I was trying to pull this card specifically, and he may have pulled it, and he traded it to me. I was just gonna do the poopy dance if I pulled that. Not doing that. So these I bought last year in Cooperstown. So these weren't from any like mystery. Actually, some of these probably were from mystery packs. I thought I bought all of these by themselves. But that Dusty Rhodes is that Dusty Rhodes is cool. I forget what his real name is, but I watched WWE, and Cody Rhodes' dad is Dusty Rhodes, so I just thought that's really cool. It's numbered out 1957. Jose Batista, I think he had a year where he hit a lot of home runs, so I think it was probably around this time. And what a beautiful card. I got that from a mystery pack and Coops. Pokey Reese. For some reason, as a kid, I always wanted a card of him not on the Red Sox. And I think when I was younger, Matt traded me one. I thought it was the coolest card in the world. Unfortunately, I probably gave it away or sold it a few years ago. Mookie Betts, so that was one of my grandpa's favorite modern players, so really like him on the Red Sox. Makes me think of my grandpa. All right, a few other players. Got this for, someone threw this in on eBay. And you know what? When I get cards for free on eBay, I really prefer the Junk Wax. I like cards that are weathered or heavily played with or collected or appreciated. This card is definitely one of them, so I've actually displayed this recently. Sammy Sosa, I thought I traded this to someone on Reddit 6 months ago, and then I found it this morning in here, so I'm very glad I still have it. George Brett, first time I ever went to my LCS, they had like a free box basically you can pull out basically an unlimited amount of cards, so this is the first card I saw of George Brett, so I really like that. Dave Henderson, Mother's Cookie. So these cards are so sick. So this kind of compelled, I think this probably compelled me to start PCing Mark Langston. And I just really like this card. The Gold Rush is beautiful. And then I got this at the toy store I go to with Claire sometimes that has mystery packs for $1, $1.50. I really like that store. This, however, was not from a mystery pack. This was from one of their baseball card binders. So I actually paid $3 for it. But I don't care. I think this is a beautiful card. Kevin Moss, probably one of my favorite cards of all time, 1990 Upper Deck, I believe. Just an awesome card. Pulled that in my old dual grade FBE YouTube account, which is probably it's probably still on YouTube. I just can't access it. Pulled this. This is Andre Dawson, and then I think recently, I think in Coops actually, Matt, you pulled a Baby Bull version. I forget which player that was. Maybe it was like Orlando Cepeda, something like that. And you traded it to me, so I thought that was cool. Keith Folk. Really like that card. He was great in the 04 Red Sox. Bill Buckner, speaking about Red Sox. Got that at the toy store along with that Domingo Jean I just showed. So paid $2 for it, but I don't care. I just love that card. I had a few of those cards growing up. Okay, so this is a really nice page. Turk Wendell. What a weird guy. I recently just started piecing him, so imagine my surprise when I saw him in this binder. Just a weird guy. Shohei Ohtani, one of my few Ohtani cards. Pulled this in Cooperstown, I believe. And then this page, or these remaining cards except for this Jack Clark, these were from the CVS packs when Claire and I were staying for my grandparents' funeral. So these just mean a lot to me, and I'll never trade these, get rid of them. These two are numbered. I believe this is 1 of 50 or 50 of 50. And then I pulled these two judges, I think, back to back. I just think they're beautiful. I've displayed this card quite a bit, this card, and this card. And let me see. It is, wow, that's beautiful. 1 out of 50. I just think that's so cool. Okay, these are some more cards I got for mystery packs in Cooperstown. And Matt, I think I'm not even pointing to the road. You traded me this guy right here. So that was really cool. These I pulled out of a pack. All the rest on this, the Junk Wax I pulled from mystery packs. These 6 right here and that Jimmy Fox were pulled from the same pack that I got the Landon Sims on one of the first few pages. So really love this card. I remember I was blown away with how cool and like kind of galactic-y it looked. It looked really out there, so awesome card. Nice satchel. All right, these are from the same packs. So there was a Josh Stammet, I think that's how you pronounce his name. I got that. I got these two cards with him as well. So I kind of want to move these two cards next to that. So it makes you think of getting back into collecting. All right. Really like that DiMaggio, and I was psyched that I pulled two Roos, and then Matt, I saw the orange accuracy you picked up in Cooperstown. I have this Titan one. I think that's cool as well. Jim Gilliam, so got this on Reddit when I got back into collecting. I just thought it's such a cool card. And then I have a few more Tom Butters again. Claire, she got me a Tom Butters, and I'm trying to complete his run. And I think I have, except for there's a few Topps rediscovered cards from these sets that I've never been able to find. So hopefully one day I can complete it. One of my only number cards I pulled last year in Cooperstown, David Wright. What a goofy looking photo. Hideo Nomo. I think I got that from a mystery pack. Day Justice, I believe I picked that up. So it wasn't a mystery pack. And then my girlfriend and her friends, last year they were at an antique store and they had some 87 Topps, and they each wanted to get me a card. So I forget who got me what, but I really like that this guy's name is Jim Morrison, because growing up in middle school and high school, one of my favorite bands was The Doors. Well, lead singer was Jim Morrison, so I just think that's such a cool thing. Or cool coincidence. Matt, I know you love Brett Beatty, so I've had this card since last year in Cooperstown. I pulled this one, and numbered out of maybe 1950 something. Nah, I know you don't like Brett Beatty, but nah, I think if you every time I look at it, got the raw. And I don't even know how to say his last name. I'm kind of blanking right now, but I got the Rawl and the Mo Vaughn from the place that was selling junk wax cards for 10 cents. Mookie Betts, probably my favorite Mookie Betts card, even more than the Red Sox one. Just a beautiful card. Pulled that myself. Same with this Bo Jackson. And Matt, I know you're trying to complete. I can't even point to it, man. I know you're trying to complete this set, but I just love that Bo Jackson so much. Speaking about Matt, one of his favorite players, if not his favorite player, maybe of all time, but definitely currently, is Jarren Duran. And I remember I got this in the CVS packs near my grandparents' funeral. So really like that card. It also makes me think of you, Matt, so another reason to like it. All right, just some more pulls from last year in Cooperstown. Busted some Stadium Club, and these all smell like chemicals. They smell awful. The Heritage smells a lot better. It smells normal. All right, some more pickups. These might have been from, in my previous dual grade FBE account, I opened a pack of Heritage from Walgreens, and these might have been from there. I may have picked up the Juan Soto and Carlos Rodon. So Juan Soto, that was Matt, that was one of your favorite players in the Yankees while he was on there. So this always makes me think of you. I just like Tanner's auto right there. And Matt, you recently, a few months ago, you traded me in Cooperstown the Fred Lynn from like this year's Heritage. So I thought that was cool. We have a Jim Palmer. I think I have a Ron Guthrie, something along those lines. Apologies. And then Fred Lynn as well. So really cool. Ellie De La Cruz. I was thinking of selling that. I mean, I don't, you know, I think it's cool to have one of his rookies, but yep. All right. Pete Crow Armstrong. I was surprised that I had that card. I didn't think I did. I think I just liked his name. All these guys, Emerson Hancock, Brady Singer, and Walker Buehler. Love all those guys' names. Don't know anything about them, but love their names. Matt, I think you have this one, or else I would have sent it to you. All right. Matt, you gave this to me last year. You sent me, I think it was in your first lot you sent to me when you and I started sending lots to each other. So had this one growing up. I think this is something that, this is a card you also had in your childhood collection. So for you to give it to me, I just thought it was so cool. So I'll keep it forever. Darren Dalton, I like that he's like looking up at Jesse like, what the hell are you doing? What a weird guy. Some more baseball cards. All these baseball cards. All these baseball cards. I think that's one of the coolest cards I have. I also, this is not the original, but this was one of the cards I pulled in my first baseball card pack getting back into collecting. So that had the Josh Donaldson and Ezekiel Durand. Also had Andrew Chafin. So same with this Jorge Soler. So this one's awesome. I was looking at this one this morning. This is Storm Davis, but on the back, Ben McDonald. So what a cool card. Really like this. I think that Will Clark is just menacing. And then Tim Wakefield. Matt, he also makes a good view because you got, I think, a gold card of his last year in Coops. Frank Viola on the Red Sox. My grandpa gave me one of Frank's cards when I was in kindergarten or first grade, so it always makes me think of my grandpa. I think it was also, maybe he was on the Twins, actually. Ellis Burks, I've always liked him. I had one of his 2004 Topps cards, and since then, I've always liked him. So I have like a minor PC of him, so any chance I get, I try to keep an Ellis card. Some more baseball cards. Really like this pseudo Mickey Mantle card. Pulled this myself from a Walgreens repack product. Corbin Carroll. Really think that's a cool card. Mike Jackson, got that for free either on Reddit or eBay, and it's like definitely heavily played with. You got some poopy stains, I don't know. Baba Trammell, what a name. And then I have Shea Langoliers, and I don't even know if I pronounced that correctly. Red something or other, and I also have Rowdy Tell us something along those lines. These guys to me kind of look alike, and actually in my 2025 Cooperstown binder, Matt and I were in a shop, and something I was talking about him, and right when he was talking about him, I pulled one of his cards. This is not the card that's in my other binder, but I pulled this myself, probably from, a Target pack or something, and I think I got that from the infamous Reddit junk wax lot. So I really like both of those. I've displayed those side by side. Pulled that myself in the Walgreens Heritage rip I did last year. Really like that card. I love this guy's auto. Really like that Bryce Harper, Juan Soto. For you, Matt, I think you traded that to me. Eric Karros and Mike Piazza, the two lovers that never were. Some Varshas, Sammy White. So Matt, you sent that to me from one of your childhood, possibly even Red Sox binders last year before we went to Cooperstown. I just love this card a lot. Maybe after we went to Cooperstown, I don't recall, but when we were in Cooperstown a few months ago, I was trying to find the original of this. I couldn't find it. I would have picked that out. Carl Everett gave that to me, Matt. Really liked the card. I think I had this card growing up, I'm pretty sure. Pulled that from the handful of CVS packs I got at my grandparents' funeral. So I'm going to keep that card forever. Picked this up in Cooperstown last year. So I am looking for the Bill Mueller from this set, actually. And one of my favorite YouTubers, The Past is Alive, pulled this, the Bill Mueller. And I asked him if I could, I'd pay for it, but I asked him if I could have it, but he never responded, unfortunately. So one day I'll replace this with the Bill Mueller. Frank Viola, Ron Guthrie, Dalton Varsho, Gary Varsho, Mike Yastrzemski. I was thinking of putting a Yaz right next to him. Steve Balboni, Kevin Bass. All right, we're nearing the end. What an interesting junk wax era card. Just looks weird. Kelly Downs. So I was born March 17th, and there is a Scott Downs. I don't think they're related, but he was born March 17th. So whenever I pull a Kelly Downs, I think of March 17th. I have a few Scott Downs, 2 back-to-back Sam Horns. I think he was a pretty highly touted back in the junk wax era. Wasn't sure if he was good, but I love these 2 cards. Herb Winningham. Matt, you might have, I think you might have given this to me. Not sure. Maxim St. Pierre. So I used to work with a Maxim at work. He was one of my closest work friends, but he's moved on to another position, another job at a different company. So kind of makes me think of having that mentor at the time and being able to work with one of my friends. So he has, this guy has like 10 cards. So one day I'd like to get all of them. Nice Randy Johnson. Matt, I know you're trying to PC him. I don't know if you still are, but you were at one point. Nice Holiday. Got that from the mystery pack. Really like that Jerkson Profar. He looks just really happy. I really like these 2 Alex Sanchez's, but this one's my favorite. So it was one of the first cards I got from a mystery packing back into collecting, and so it just, again, makes me, makes me think of the excitement I had getting back into the hobby. And I've blown a lot of money on these cards too, so, when you get addicted, you get addicted. And in the background, you can probably hear my cat Louie playing with a toy, something along those lines, but he's in it to win it. All right. Darryl Evans, I really like that card. And that is it. So, 30-minute video. Matt, I hope you liked it. Everyone else, I hope you like it. And we'll see you.